For WLCSports.com, I'm Matt Friedman, joined by Warriors head football coach Dennis Miller as WLC gets set to travel and take on Aurora this week in NAC play. Coach, how did this week of practice go, and what's the mentality as you get set to return back to conference play?
Well, we're very happy to get back into conference play. It was good to play a game last week, but it's ideally not a non-conference game. You'd rather just get on a roll and keep playing. So we're glad to be playing again. We've had a very good week of practice. The weather was a little bit challenging at different times, but kids really worked hard to fight through some of the elements, and we've had a very good week of practice and excited about playing Aurora. They're a very good football team. They're playing some very good football, so it's going to be a good challenge for us.
And the last couple of weeks, they've had close games against both Concordia, Wisconsin, and Lakeland. So what have you seen from them on tape? Where are the areas that you see them being a challenging matchup?
Well, they're just a very physical football team. It looks like they really have bought hard into the idea of being aggressive on the lines of scrimmage, both sides of the line of scrimmage, and they fly around. I'm impressed with how they're playing.
And you talked about both sides of the line of scrimmage, that they're going to provide a challenge. Let's start on offense, first of all, and they have a power running game. What do you need to do to try to slow that down?
Well, they have an outstanding back. He's approaching 1,000 yards already, so we have to be very aware of him at all times. I think we've got to make sure that he doesn't gash us up the middle. Their style, they want to run a lot of different power plays and that sort of thing. So we got to be very gap sound. We can't be knocked out of the area and just let him crease us. We have to be very aware of that whole thing. And then their quarterback certainly has the ability to throw the football. He's delivered it very well. He's got some 3 or 4 very good receivers, one that stands out. So we have to be very aware of all of their scheme offensively, both the run game and the pass game.
And then on the other side of the ball, when you have the ball on offense, where are some of the areas that you need to watch for them defensively?
Well, they're a very sound defensive football team. They don't have any noticeable weaknesses. They play a very solid up front on their defensive line. Their secondary flies around. They have good size. And their linebackers are very active. So if you were going to write a paragraph about what do you want a defensive football team to look like, that's kind of what you'd talk about. So we're going to have to be very fundamentally sound and be precise in the things that we do, whether it's a block or a route or something. We have to be precise on Saturday.
And finally, this is the last longer road trip of the season, a couple hours down to Aurora, Illinois. Last 2 games, one is at home, one is right up the road in Mequon. So what's the preparation like as the team gets ready to get out of here and head down to Aurora on Saturday morning?
Well, I think, first of all, our guys, I think, enjoy the road trips and they get themselves ready to go that way. Saturday will potentially be a little unique with start time being somewhat up in the air relative to a soccer game occurring earlier in the day. So I think it's just a matter of approach it like we have many times. It's a business trip. We got to get ready to go and take care of business and play a good football game. It's going to take everything we have to come away with the win.
Once again, it will be the Warriors at the Spartans. It's taking place Saturday, either 1 or 2 o'clock. You can stay tuned to WLCSports.com to see the official start time for kickoff, and we'll be on the air 30 minutes beforehand. You can listen live on WLCSports.com.